Good morning and welcome to the Northern Arizona Real Estate Channel. This is not Google Maps. I always throw that sort of joke in there at the front because I think it's funny. Anyway, we're excited. My wife and I bring you this channel, Mark Tate and Jackie Tate from Realty One Group, and I would be remiss if I did not give you a little bit of fall colors, the leaves falling in Oak Creek Canyon. And it is a Tuesday, and there are a lot of people in Oak Creek Canyon. You would usually not see people parked along the way on a Tuesday. They come up on Thursday, Fridays through Sunday, 3-4 o'clock, and then they sort of depart. But because of these fall colors, and they are so beautiful, all these different hues as these leaves start to leave their branches, they're here. So the purpose of this channel is just kind of show you areas, subdivisions, communities, downtowns, that sort of thing in Northern Arizona. Jackie and I are realtors. We're in Flagstaff and in the Verde Valley area. So we cover all the way from that area, Verde Valley, which would be Cottonwood and Clarkdale, Camp Verde, whatever, that whole thing. Sedona, of course, Flagstaff, all the way to the Grand Canyon, Williams, Parks. So all these are well known in Northern Arizona, but if you don't know anything about Northern Arizona, we can help you in those areas as someone who wants to move here and want to buy investment properties or want to sell. Look at this. This is really one of the most scenic roads, and I've said this before. I've got another video up. We've got another video up on Oak Creek Canyon. This is one of the most scenic roads in America. It's about a 12-13 mile strip south of Flagstaff, north of Sedona. So it's about 12-13 miles, and we're just rolling through it here, and we will be in Sedona in 15-18 minutes, something like that, God willing, if there isn't an accident or road construction or whatever. But you are seeing cottonwoods and oak trees and various weeds lose their greenery. And of course the red rocks of Sedona are coming up. We're in Oak Creek Canyon right now, which is a community in itself. There's Bootlegger. That is a well-known trailhead for hiking. But yeah, Oak Creek is a community in itself. Oak Creek is this little creek on the right-hand side. It's on the right-hand side of your screen, and it does trickle during the summer, and it flows during the spring from all the snow melt. So it goes all the way down to Bartlett Lake. That's what it feeds into, which is a really well-known lake in the Phoenix metro area in the northeastern part of that area. But there are, there's cabins along here, and there's resorts, and there's restaurants all along here, and hiking trails. There's no real mountain biking in Oak Creek itself. Sedona is a mecca for mountain biking, a mecca. That is a destination for sure. Here's a big load right here. Okay. It's 2 very large trucks. Now you're getting into some red rock. And we're coming into the area called Slide Rock. And it literally is a slide rock. And that's halfway. That means we're halfway through Oak Creek. But Slide Rock is a little state park, and literally there's enough water coming from Oak Creek where you can slide down these slick red rocks. It's like a slide. It's like a water slide. And it is very popular, and the parking lot gets full in the summers in the morning. People come in and out, and obviously, but people are queued up there start around 10, 11, 12 o'clock, and it's hard to get in there. So get there early if you want to do that. And they put all this fencing up here because people used to try and park here and then walk into Slide Rock. You can no longer walk into Slide Rock. You have to drive a vehicle and get in the parking lot. And I'll tell you, it's a good thing. And the reason it's a good thing, see, that was all parking along there, and they put those boulders up, then they put the fence. It's dangerous because you're rolling along at 35, 40 miles an hour through here, and people entering and exiting their cars. Yeah, not great. Yeah, so here's Slide Rock right here. That's Slide Rock. So that's where you go. And you've probably heard of it. If you've not heard of it and you're coming to the Oak Creek area, Flagstaff area, Sedona area, Verde Valley, definitely do it. If you're coming for wine tasting in Page Springs or Cottonwood, you're coming for the hiking, do some sliding. If you're coming for, you know, if you're coming to hang out in Flagstaff to get out of the hot weather in Vegas or Phoenix or Tucson or whatever it might be, because all those people show up here. And I used to be one of them. I used to come up from Scottsdale and had a little townhome and would hang out in Flagstaff because it's 25 degrees cooler. There's Destination Oak Creek. A lot of really well done small boutique resorts and spas along here. But normally you wouldn't see these cars at all. Not at all. But because of these leaves, these beautiful leaves, God's creation, they drop their leaves in the fall, as you know, and it creates something that we are just attracted to. These are evergreens through here for the most part, but you're also seeing some leaves that are still green because we just are sort of going into an area now that is, you know, another 5 or 6 degrees warmer than even back of just a few miles. You know, there is a transition from Flagstaff into Sedona. Flagstaff's at 7,000 feet, let's call it. And Sedona's 5,000 feet, right around there. So you do pick up about 10 degrees of temperature as you go south. And we are going south on Oak Creek. Yeah, I'd seen the turning farther north. Of course, Flagstaff's been turning, and for the most part, the leaves in Flagstaff have sort of dropped. But here it's still happening. It is still happening. Some of them lose them earlier, and some of them lose them later. I believe that they're called deciduous trees. Those are the ones that drop their leaves. Of course, the evergreens don't ever drop their green needles. There's always some green needles, and there's always brown needles falling off. It's seemingly, we've got pine trees in our yard front and back, and it's seemingly those ponderosa pine needles fall off 12 months a year. They'll stop now for the next few months, but I can't tell you how many times I've blown or raked my front yard this year. I mean, I guess I can try and tell you 6 or 7 times, I suppose. And now the aspens are almost dropped all their leaves in Flagstaff proper, and so I'm dealing with a little bit of aspen foliage. AJ's. Yeah, I used to be a Dairy Queen, but there's a lot of native arts right there. They got some really cool stuff. But AJ's, I've never been in AJ's in terms of, been at there when it was a Dairy Queen, but I've never been to AJ's when it turned into AJ's. And that just happened about a year and a half ago. So I couldn't tell you what it is like. It's actually a pretty decent little rolling down here, frankly. Listen, we'll always have a link in the description for property search for Oak Creek. So you can go there and you'll be able to pull up all the actives. See, Garland's here Indian gardens, garlands. Usually nobody be there on a Tuesday. But we'll always have a link down in the description. You'll be able to pull up whatever's active through Oak Creek. But all of our videos carry a description. All of these tour videos, these orange Jeep tours, if you will, carry a description. And down in the description, they carry a link to the active listings in the area. And if you want to sell, obviously we'll have to do a market analysis for you and do all that kind of stuff. Now there's the Rainbow Trout Farm there on the left, and what's unique about that is they have a pretty big pond, and you can pay them to get a rod and reel and a little bit of bait. You can pull a trout right on out of there. If your kids have never pulled a fish out of the water, you will catch a trout within minutes and throw them back in. It's a very unique experience, and there is a lot of trout. They will also see probably a few thousand trout. It's really unique, and it's fun. You got to do it at least once. There's not a lot of sport to it because they're milling along around and they're pretty packed in tight, but they seem to be enjoying themselves, just swimming around with all their buddies. And now you're getting into the Red Rocks here in Sedona. And I've done this drive before, so you've seen this. This has not changed. So we really appreciate you tuning in. You're seeing this on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, man. We would appreciate it if you subscribed. We should have some interesting winter videos coming out with snow and stuff. So yeah, subscribe and like and hit the alert button so the next time we post. We've been trying to post a couple times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Doesn't always work out. Life gets in the way, business gets in the way, that sort of thing. But that's usually the goal. That's what we're trying to do. So anyway, take it easy. Have a great day. Appreciate you watching all the way to the end. It's pretty cool. And God bless.